right, let's see if this works. Oh, yeah. Sure enough. Oh, oh, yeah. All right. Here, this thing. You know, what would be cool is to have some background music that wouldn't get flagged. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Neo X, what is up? Um, I am about to. I'm just setting up the stream. This was something that was not planned, so I just threw it together. What happened was a couple things. So I bought a new mic arm because I didn't like the mic arm I use for work and stuff where it's like in my face and this arm sticks around. That looked weird. So I bought this like tiny one and it's okay. I still need to adjust it, but it comes from the side and it's low profile. So my other mic arm is behind my monitor and I have my DSLR on it. And I don't know if at what point the autofocus. Okay, there's some autofocus. Yeah. So yeah. The other thing that happened was yesterday, when wife and I were hanging out in the living room. We're watching shows more that she's into, so I busted this GM out to build, and I was like, "This is such a simple build. Look at this." So I'm thinking, how about I just try it live now that I've got, I think, a better way to live stream something like that. So, yeah, let's see. This might not take long. I don't know how much chatting I'm going to be doing. I have trouble building and chatting at the same time, so I'm going to try to, refine that skill and try to get this GM built. I mean, the other thing about it is there seems to be a good degree of color separation here. And then this sticker. Hey, Rab Adler, might be the reflection of your light source that borking your autofocus. Well, that was me trying to see if I could get the autofocus to work, and I can. So if I move something up, it works. If I move this away, so I'm all good. In fact, let me show off some of the autofocus here real quick with this master grade hazel that you can even see where it's shining on the gun because I still have to do the matte coat on that. Potentially fix the top here because there is some matte, but it came out splotchy because it was the end of the can, so I need to get a new can for that. But yeah, this is something I completely customized. Like this little deal here, this here, in here, I actually spray painted to just get the fine, perfect details, but still not perfect. Still got a ways to go. Oh, NeoX, so little parts, you could do this blindfolded if you did enough of it. You know what? If I would love to mass build the GM. And so, yeah, maybe I would learn that. Although, when I'm done with this, I'm going to try to customize some parts. I even might do some of that today. depending on how some of it looks. It actually might not happen, because this is pretty simple. Okay. Well, I'm going to get started. Okay. PCB, PCJ, and then B27, B25. All right. All right, and I got the God hands here just to do some cleanup if needed. Although I think the pair of God hands I got, and I don't know if it will show up here, they are not completely straight. It is hard to see, but up close, it's hard to see on there. But it's not an even cut, so I actually just use this for cleaning and not. Even though I wouldn't primarily use these to cut, I still have to be careful because it's not even. All right. Kind of a chill morning here. As soon as wife woke up, she started playing Mario Kart. Then I came down, played some Mario Kart while she went to go get coffee. Now she's got the coffee and went out with her mom and sister to go shopping, and I think niece. And the boys are just here chilling, so I figure, why not do this stream? Interesting. Extra little joints to put the armor pieces on than you normally see, which is pretty cool. Makes this probably make this sturdy. Hey, Classic Order Gameplays. Yeah, this is a sweet kid. It's just a GM, but like I would love tons of them. UX Pilot Adam Main, Mobile Suit GM, and the Hazel rank Commander. Yeah, huge fan of the Hazel, and even more so. I don't know if you saw the last live stream, but like the Pale Riders. After playing that Missing Link, I'm like down for the Pale Riders. Okay, I can't get ahead of myself, and I talk too much. So PCF. Let's grab you. And then B9 and B7. Right, just gonna clean some of the nubs. Okay, that wasn't too bad anyway. Oh, good clean there. Okay. Hey, Rogue, what's up? Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be on either. I just kind of threw this together because there's not too much going on this morning. Wife's out. UX, hey, I got a question for you. Why are there more Zaku than GM? Because think about it, the main villain in the Zaku, well, then you would need a GM, don't you think so? Why are there more Zaku? I think because Xeon kind of had that done first. They rolled out the Zaku before Federation even really had GM. So if you're talking about in-universe, that's why they got so many variants. Although there's a lot of GM variants, too. Okay. You know, it's very interesting. I don't know how much I like how green this is, even though, you know, it's the GM's got a bit of a green. Yeah, there we go. This is like very green, minty green. It's weird because there's degrees of that. Hey, Brian Zanichelli, what's up, man? Okay, so let's get A2 out. And this is one of those where it's like I might as well do both sides at the same time. Because this isn't too bad. Actually, I shouldn't have used these. Zombie Painter, Mona from Texas. What are we building today? Well, Zombie Painter, I am from Texas as well. That's pretty cool. I'm building the high-grade GM. The only reason I'm doing this live just right now is because I looked at the kit and there was 2 runners. I'm like, okay, this is going to be simple. I can test out my new camera arm here and see if I can actually build and talk at the same time. Usually, I have trouble with that. But you got to practice. It's like with the video games. It's hard. Sometimes I would have trouble playing and talking at the same time, and over time, you just develop it. Okay, let me see something. What's going on? Huh, this isn't accurate. Very strange. I mean, I could have done something wrong myself, but the way this looks, it's the opposite one that it had me build. But I could have very well have done that. I'll just build the other one. Because it's just the left and right leg anyway. Yeah, Rogue, should be a quick build if I can keep focused. Neo X, a model kit because we have like 1 million GM in the Gundam anime. Ah, yeah. Zombie Painter, nice. Actually working on a GM myself. Oh. Diorama GM versus Camphor. Wow. Yeah, share that. Share some images or progress of that. Like in the Discord or tag on Twitter. Yeah, the Federation produced like 900 plus GMs during the 1 year war. Yeah, it seems like that. I mean, there are a ton of cool model kits, but man, yeah, it is pretty crazy. You know, and at first, and I think I talked about this on the stream yesterday, like at first when, during that time period, they come up with all these other new and cool suits, it's like, could that really have happened? But, hey, they're in space, future technology. Sure. Where is that? PCB, ACJ. Brian Zanichelli. I'm actually writing down a what-if story that revolves around the new Gundam surviving the Axis shock, and the Earth Federation with Londo Bell would take the MS to Side F to create the RX-93FF with AI Amuro. That's a cool idea. That is a cool idea. Rogue you're saying it's probably over 1,000? Wow. You remember seeing somewhere where it said 1,200 with all the variations and such. I could be wrong, but it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, with all those variations. Hey, Matt Wheaton. What up, Adam? What model are you working on? I am working on the high-grade GM. The standard GM. Seems like a pretty cool kit. Like an easy build, but like in terms of not being like too complex, but okay, am I doing this right? I gotta make sure I am. Yeah. No, that's not right. I did that wrong. Oh, so did I do both of these wrong? I think I did. I don't know about you guys, but how often do you do something incorrectly? Or how often has the instructions ever been wrong? That's what I'm wondering. Because, oh man, I think I really got this stuck bad. Okay, let me try something here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this, but I'll do that later. I need to grab my part separator. I switched around the armor on the back of the leg. That's, I guess, one thing I get for... But yeah, it's part of the process. I want to be able to do... Anytime I build, I can stream and not be distracted by my talking. That is the plan. EOX, hey Adam, one more question. If you were a pilot and attendant show and you had a GM, what color would you put it? I like the GM2 colors, but I also like the white dingo colors, especially from Missing Link, where it has like a little bit of added detail around it, like on the back. Okay, yeah, definitely got to fix this later. Yeah, once I get to the end, I will have to fix the legs. All right. Okay, 26, 27, B3. Speaking of GMs, what would be your favorite GM design? Mine would be the GM Custom from 0083, Sniper Custom 2 from Rise of the Ashes and 0080, and of course the ever so sexy Jagan 2. I kind of like the standard GM with the... Do I like the standard shield? I don't know, but the white dingo or the, Rise from the Ashes, those look great. Rogue, with that kit, Adam, I've seen where you can add a taller neck piece so the head can have more up and down and side to side. That's cool. You know what my plan potentially is to make that custom Rise from the Ashes GM, where I'm going to take my real grade RX-78-2 and see what it looks like if I totally change out the front pieces, the side skirt or the front skirt of the GM with the front piece of the RX-78-2 and change the head. And then if that looks good, I might totally paint it, because I just love the legs too. The real grade, because I have it up on my shelf up there, the real grade RX-72 bottom legs aren't the same as a GM, so I'd have to mess with that a little bit. Let's see. Neo-X, Masquerade 1.5 Gundam, one of the nails on its legs do not want to work. It was too big. I haven't built that one yet. I built the 2 and the Origin. And I see the 1.5 sometimes, like at Hobby Lobby. Rogue, if it's jigging, I gotta go with the Echous. Yes, I love that whole... That's like... Wasn't that like Navy SEAL, but like... Isn't SEAL like sea... air, land, or whatever, and then Echous is supposed to be like Earth, colony, asteroid, something like that. Hey, Zionic Shadow, good to see you. All right. Okay, so B3. And then what piece? Okay, that does not look right either. I feel like I am really missing it today. How was that? Okay, maybe that is right. Adam Carter, another Adam. What are we watching? I am attempting to live stream a complete Gunpla build of a high-grade GM. I've never been able to live stream and build something. That's like a skill I need to work on. I mean, I can do some crazy multitasking. Like the other day, I was literally listening to 2 podcasts at the same time while working in Photoshop. I mean, that could be good, but I don't want my mind to be needing that much external stimuli. Because, like, out of the 2 podcasts, sometimes it wouldn't be as interesting, and then I would just then tune into the other one, but that's some crazy multitasking right there. Let's see. Brian Zanichelli, favorite GM is the Origins. Yeah, that's a good one. I ordered that Slager Law one. Neo-X, my most favorite GMs are Blue Destiny, Unit 0, GM Spartan, the normal GM. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, GM Spartan got that pre-order locked in when the new batch came out on Premium Bandai. I really thought I'd missed that one. Oh man, that sounds great. Do it, real grade white dingo. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I love that design. From Rogue, from 1 Year War, favorite suit, GM head, Blue Destiny, Unit 1. Yeah, that's. So Fetty or Zeke, and go. Would you mind saying hi to my daughter Tilly, who is watching? Well, hi Tilly, thanks for watching. Hopefully you find this interesting. Because building this stuff is pretty fun. So Fetty Zeke, I'm all about Federation. I love the look of the Federation suits. I love fighting the look of the Zeke suits. Yeah, I'm just into that whole thing. It's like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. It's just cool. All right, so this is... Matt Senior, more of an AU guy. That's funny. Patrick Dijkstra, good to see you. Both high grade and MGGM Sniper is so freaking good, and the design is almost perfect. Yeah, totally. Okay. Now, I might attempt, I just don't have my part separator with me to fix this that I put on wrong. But I watched, what was it? Metal Skin Panic, I think that's what it's called. So I finally watched that, and I thought that was really good, actually. But it went by way too quick. Like, it was almost like an episode of a TV show or something. And I wanted to see more. I don't know if there is more of that. I might have completely messed this GM up. Let me see what I can do about. Anyone got any good tips for separating parts? This one I put together too well. And it needs to be taken apart. I mean, I could still roll with this for now, but I would rather fix it. Okay, is it this way? Oh yeah, I do have an X-Acto knife. I'm scared of them though, but no, I might try that here in a second. Although I might just finish this build because it's really not too... Oh, perfect area to do some... You know what, though? These GM legs are a little... The bottom half are a little different than the White Dingo. I think the White Dingos are a little bigger. Unless that's just the difference between the design, because this GM, I think, is really based off of the original anime. With some slight variations, but the White Dingo from Missing Link has some cool and different things in it. Yeah, try to create a gap. Yeah, I think I can do it. It would just take a while of me not talking on stream, so I'll just save that for later. All right. Let's see here. Actually, let me get some more of this coffee, because I am tired. Seriously, like, wife, myself, and the youngest, we've just been, like, staying up playing Mario Kart. Just out of nowhere. My wife doesn't play many video games at all, but she likes Mario Kart. the Donkey Kong Country games, Mario, stuff like that. One time I did get her hooked onto like SimCity, whatever that latest one was. It might have been 4. I did get her hooked on SimCity. She was playing that for a while. It's very random. She doesn't play games, but when there's a game she plays, she likes it and is pretty good at it. All right. CD. I hate Mario Kart. I keep falling off. Yeah, it's one of those things where, there's the different CCs. So some of the earlier ones are a little easier, but also in the new Mario Kart 8 they have options so it can stop you from falling off. That's what my youngest used to use. He doesn't anymore though. Okay, don't want to forget anything. It's going to be a tight fit, so that's on. Interesting. Okay, I think that did it. Okay, yeah, I do like this GM because there's a lot of parts that are really snug when you get it in. Wait a minute, did that other piece? There we Double Dash is still the GOAT. Rogue, my wife is hooked on the Sims games and Animal Crossing. Yeah, I'll have to have my wife try Animal Crossing. As for Double Dash, I think that was a GameCube one, and I think they have some of those GameCube maps available. What is your most hated mobile suit that you hate? Hate a mobile suit that I hate. I don't know. Maybe I would say it would have been the Bound Dock because it's like, what is that? That doesn't even look like a proper mech, but its design is kind of the uniqueness of it. It's kind of grown on me. Put tape on the runner. I do that to organize my builds. That's a good idea. That makes it easier to go in and grab them. Luckily, this just has 2. All right, so B11. Yeah, and let's see, episode 22 of Macross, the original. And it's good. Like, I'm down to finish it, but there's enough random plot nonsense that, it's still not going to trump, not even close, how much I like Gundam. But it's just sometimes the plot is just I think the characters' stories are more interesting than the actual plot. Because then I'd be interested to watch the other seasons after that, but then watch Robotech to like see because I was reading some of the changes they made, and it's kind of weird. It was almost like they made it dumber. And no offense, to people that like it, but like the discussion about the protoculture. Oh, hey, Ian. Good to see you, man. I'm building the high-grade GM. Seems like an easy enough build if I don't distract myself. Yeah, I'm going to watch the movie. Yeah, I'm going to try to go through everything in order. But yeah, with Robotech, they had the protoculture, or they called it something else, though, and they made it make way less sense than it is in the original Macross. The idea in the Macross is pretty interesting, that I guess they look at the humans and see them as the protoculture, like the original culture that's, I guess, civilization. It's pretty interesting. That idea tied in with what Gunbuster does with the civil, like when you're traveling in space and like when people are coming back from war, it's like years later. I like it when the sci-fi shows kind of dive into those aspects. All right, moving on. Over. Yeah, and then later today, I got to go to Hobbytown as soon as my wife gets back from shopping, and I got to get some of the TS-80 Tamiya flat. I feel like that is my favorite, and while I still have to finish top coating this, like there is, let's see, like it looks really good. There's some areas where I could see where it needs to have a little more of that coat. I will I would probably definitely take some things apart to make sure I can get like corners or edges or little seams that, because I feel like there's some shine in here. It's hard to see. But you know what's something else? Like, there's times where I'll look at someone's. What I was getting at. I still have to get the gun done. I have to fix the top shield. It still has some shininess to it, and it was running out. But I'll zoom into people's builds, and if you look closely, you can kind of see the inconsistencies. So it's like, it reminds me of an Instagram model, how sometimes there could be a young lady that's looking at this Instagram model. She's like, oh, I want to look like that. And it's really that a lot of times they're using tricks to portray themselves a certain way. And so I feel like that's what happens with the glamour shot of a model kit, can make it look perfect in a way that, not that you can't achieve it, but if you were to then build the kit, the right lighting and the camera can really make it look that way. And so I'm trying not to obsess too much over those little details, because I think if what happens is, if I'm disappointed in how something turns out, I'll just drop it. I just won't even work on it anymore. That's why I wasn't building or top coating for a while there when I was into Gundam, because what I built, I was like, oh, come on, this isn't that great. But it really just takes time. You just got to keep working on it, and some of them are not going to turn out great, even though other people won't notice it a lot of times. It's like anything I work on, where I'm critical of it, but then other people are like, no, that's awesome. Just picked up more shelves from Home Depot. Good idea. Have you watched any other older anime? Because right now I'm watching the Spanish version of Saint Seiya, and bro, I love it. I already watched the English version. Yeah, there's a bunch of older anime I've been watching. I've been using my anime list to keep track of it, but I love 80s sci-fi anime that's more mature, like in terms of having stuff you wouldn't have a kid watch, like violence, sexuality, drugs, and all that. Rogue. Also, Adam, since it's an older kit, there are things you have to paint gray. You could see in the picture on the manual. Okay, that is cool to know because, yeah, I guess once I'm done and I'm looking at it, I'll see because I've been, yeah, utilizing my airbrush a lot more and totally having fun with the airbrush. Patrick, I really recommend Mr. Hobby Super Clear. It's amazing and lays down very nice. Yeah, I've used that, and I think it came to the Tamiya, ended up being my favorite. Although I think there was a Mr. Hobby Super Clear gloss that I used that I really liked, and I think it's on one of my one of my hazels. Because next I need to put on the decals and yeah, so I need to still finish those. Oh my god. Ian, I want to start building the aerial this weekend. Oh, did you get it and I missed it? That's actually pretty cool. I'd love to build the aerial. I mean, the Robot Spirits is cool, but Ziana Shad Adam already knows what mobile suit I can't stand. LMAO. Actually, I don't remember. I know what one you like. Nike. I finally ordered the Razor Glass file and my first pair of God hand nippers from Mecha Warehouse yesterday. I guess I'll finally see for myself if they're really worth the money. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't tried those yet. All right. This goes here. This. The gloss is really great for Rattle Can. Yeah, you know what? I want to start doing it with airbrush, but I get some good application with the Rattle Can. So it's like, do I really want to bother like using my airbrush? Because then I got to like clean it for that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, what is next here? Okay. Brian Zanchelli, during a couple weeks ago, I bought another HG Origins RX-78 Gundam for spare parts just in case I want to change my previous HG Origins Gundam from early to middle. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's cool that it has multiple parts and it makes me want to, get another one and build them in both ways. If you're watching this live, make sure you set chat to live chat and press that like button. Thanks, Nike. I always appreciate that. Hey Adam, you're what you should do when they react to videos. Oh, thank you. Okay. Let me get this arm because I'm almost done. Oh, let me get that A1. Oh, I forgot I have the sticker here. My son gave this to me because he just got some new Jordan Nike shoes. So I'll stick that there. Okay, I have the A1. A1. So with this. Kind of cleaning up some of the nubs here. Yeah, snug, tight fit. That's why I'm not looking forward to fixing my little mistake earlier. Okay, same thing here. Put it. Ian, yeah, man, I got a hold of an aerial, and my third truck also got a diorama base. I want to try out with some figures. Oh, that's cool. Those trucks are awesome. You have like a whole fleet. An Origins version of the G3 HG. That sounds familiar. Like I want to say I saw an Origins version of a. Yeah, I think there is. It's one of them. It's one of the Gundams, like maybe a prototype or something. I remember seeing a variation. I was like, oh, I didn't know they had that. Local type. I wonder if that's what I was thinking. Yeah. G Savior. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're most hated. I don't think you really hate it. It hasn't been getting enough love. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt this here. Okay, so for one, in the this might be hard to see because of the detail. There's like a little rivet here. What I might do is just add gold to that, and on the back too. There's like some detail, and I think just gold on that, kind of pull off that look from Missing Link. And I think like GBO2 pretty much then went with that look. Okay, so it's this way. This goes in the back. Like this. Can you do it? All right. Okay, let's get those hands. Interesting. So it only has one trigger and one open. I guess that's fine. I mean, I got this kit for $10, so I am not going to complain about what's in it. Oh. Cool. That is done. Am I missed? I feel like I'm. Oh, it's right there. Put these off to the side. All right. That's done. Get the waist and the head going. And yeah, I'm getting there. Let's see. And I'm done building them after the third, but I also snagged 2 more ground GMs and 1 last JC Zaku for a squad. Man, that is awesome. That is like building up a badass diorama, pretty much, you could create from that. There might not be enough love in the world to save the G Savior Atom. Yeah, that's a funny way to put it. I think so too. There's like enough. There's a lot of people that are all about the G Savior on like Twitter and all that. But again, it's not enough. Like because like that actor is still active, right? And with some old movies and shows, like when there's enough of a cult following, like the actor will still lean into it. But this guy doesn't at all. He'll just sometimes like things he's tagged in. I remember someone did like a chibi drawing of the actor outside of the G Savior. So I retweeted it and tagged the actor. And then someone replied saying it was awesome. So I think that was enough visibility. And then the actor liked it. Brennan Elliott is his name. Zionic, my friend pre-ordered me a Death Scythe Hell from PP, and I can't wait to get it. That's awesome. Rogue News, but I grabbed one too, and then it was shortly sold out. Yeah, I bet that will come back. Because it's crazy, the GM Sniper, or Spartan, people wanted that so bad, it got released, sold out immediately, now it's back. UX, hey Adam, can I tell you something? One time I found the Deep Striker, the S-Gundam Red, and I found it for $50 because the store was closing down, and I skipped on it. I still regret, wow. Yeah, that's the slippery slope sometimes, where it's like, okay, this is a good deal, maybe I should get it right now. And there's times where I've done that, and then it's been a good deal since. And there's times where I've done that, like actually Toad's Rider. I forget what we decided how to pronounce it. Yeah, I found for under 100, a good amount under 100 from Japan, shipping included, the high grade kit. Yeah. Yeah, Zionic Shadow likes busting chops. Yeah, he's good at that. Ian Hansen started watching my Zeta Gundam Blu-rays last night. I'm on episode 5 with the dub. Why am I enjoying it more than the sub? Yeah, the dub is great. That show is great. It's funny because I'll put it on and then my wife will hear it in the background. Toad Rider. I wonder if I should just say Toad Rider. My wife will hear Zeta in the background and she'll be like, oh, what are you watching? And then she'll realize it's a Gundam anime. And she's like, But it has just that feel, the sound, it's just a good, feel-good show, even with the killing that occurs. Okay. Okay. So 2 N's and an A. 2 N's and an A. Yeah, my son is now the youngest. Somehow, I don't know if obsessed is a word, but really into airsoft right now. So he got his first airsoft gun, but it was like a basic pullback shoot, and it's not that, it doesn't hurt when it hits you. And I'll just see how good he does with that. If he's responsible with it, then maybe later we'll get him another one, but just he's 9, so I don't want to go all out too much with that yet. Rogue, I already have the 7th team of GM ground types. I just ordered 6 more ground GMs to form 2 more teams. They were on sale from USA Gundam. I need to do something like that. That I think that's my next goal. Now that I've built that Master Grade Hazel, that was like something I always wanted to do. The other thing I always wanted to do is army build, troop build. It's just they get expensive with robot spirit, so it's like I might as well buy some kits. And what's cool is, and I didn't think about this, there's this place near me. It's like a toy store. And, you know, like retro toys and all that, but they'll sometimes have built Gundams, and they're not that expensive. Like, I think I got a built high-grade F91, because I never planned, I already built the Master Grade, but I just wanted to kind of see what it was like, and it was like $7. And it came with a stand. I mean, that... And so if, like, I'm seeing them sell these, like, come across a GM that's already built, $7, just add that to the army building. Cool. Yeah, their front skirt armor is very crazy. It's like super simple. And I guess, yeah, with the positioning of the legs, too, it doesn't really get in the way. Interesting. Okay. All right, so there's some other parts here. We're actually almost done with the main body. I can't believe it. a very interesting way that this is on a runner. It's like its own... That piece might be able to be used for something. It's like this green, translucent, like, box, square. Let me just do that. Oh, the entire Kojima Battalion, 12 GM ground, 12 Gundam ground. Oh, that would be sick. And do you have any of the little, the recon tank? I forget the name of that. Okay, so definitely going to paint the Vulcans. And so if you look at this, the area that you would paint for the Vulcans is so tiny. But I mean, even if I was to try to tape it off to airbrush, there's still the crevice that's in there that would easily collect. And so you guys might be thinking it's crazy that I airbrush, but I'm able to get these tiny little, not tiny, but I can make that look really clean by using an airbrush. And I'm kind of obsessed with finding those little spots and airbrushing them. The hardest part, actually, and I'm going to talk about this on the review of this, was getting the red here. And I guess it's not that bad looking on camera, but when I was trying to get the black around it, the panel line, it was like bleeding into the paint. But you know what? It does not look that bad on camera. So I don't feel too bad, actually. And actually, the top coat isn't noticeably ruined because, again, I was at the end of the TS-80, the Tamiya, and it started spurting. And I was like, oh, crap. And it got little blotches on there. And then I just got a paper towel and just kind of dabbed. So you can kind of see where there's kind of a coat. I'll just go over it again. But, again, that could be me looking too much into the details and expecting it to be perfect. Oh, hover trucks. Yeah, Rogue is saying I have 4 hover trucks and 6 Type 61 tanks so far. Rogue, did you get that from the... It's like a multi-pack that comes with either a Zaku or a ground GM, I think, ground type, and then it comes with like 2 tanks or whatever. I'm curious because that's another set that of kits that I've always wanted to get, and I think they went up in price shortly after I got into Gundam. Okay, head is literally almost done. Wow, love how that snapped together. You know, give me a second to grab something. Yeah, you know what? It's making me think. I can't believe there's not a real grade GM. Because there's a real grade Zaku. Too. Okay, so what I want to try to do here, and let me take this off. What? Okay, head, can you come off? Yeah. All right, that doesn't fit on too well. And it would have to be white, but that would look pretty sick. You know what I would probably do is also use the neck of this to put there. And you know, the colors in the front skirts obviously make it look too much like it look off. But if I was to paint that head white and then paint this to be like the dingo and then completely remove this front, and it would be easy. I would really just change out this. And that would look really good. I might do that later. I really like this real grade RX-78 and I took my time on this one. And I think I did top coat it, but just barely any. And some of the gold on the arms coming off, I might just paint that. Okay, I dropped a piece. Yeah, the 2 tanks come with the Zaku 2 hover trucks with the Gundam set. Yeah, that's what I need to get. Yeah, so I see a lot of MSIA and they look good. I guess if I'm army building, is it worth getting into MSIA stuff? Oh, Zionic Shadow, I like this. Number 1 rule of Gunpla. You get it or regret it. I like that. For the Gunpla you see, you either get it or regret it. MSIA is a bit smaller. Okay, so I guess it depends what I would want to be using it for. Maybe some background stuff. Maybe even, yeah, some of the tanks too. That's pretty cool. Okay. Where was I before I distracted myself? Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I keep doing that. I'm jumping ahead. Okay. Oh, those thrusters look like they're just going to fall off. Okay. This does go to the back. Interesting. I like that. This seems to be very sturdy, very secure. I like that. All right. I guess we're putting the rest of this together. Oh, I guess it's asking me to build the shield first. So we can do that real quick. On backwards, is it? I don't think so. Yeah, I think it looks like it because the GM skirts are just really plain. It's just kind of weird. Let's see. Yeah, for sure I'll be painting this white beam saber. Although it's weird. Do they really have these green beam sabers? No, it is painted white. Okay, so that is painted white. It looks like barely, but I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, I'll probably paint all of this white and then go back with just like some pink. I don't even have pink. Just like a little bit to kind of make it look like it's glowing. All right. Oh, it's supposed to fit into this spot right there. What's that? BCL. There we go. Hey, sup, Goose? Good to see you. If it's just me, then cut off the white beam saber piece, drill in a little tiny hole, and just use the beam sabers that you have. Oh yeah, that's a very good idea too. But I guess I could just do it with the one that it comes. But no, I'd like to paint that. It's kind of interesting that was the original intention. Of like, I think my G Savior is like that too, where it's just one solid piece that you got to paint. All right, what's going on here? Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. I'm not okay, but I'm doing it right. It's like when I see there's just a few pieces on a runner, I'll just cut them anyway, just to like not be using a runner. Because I think I'm pretty much done. Got that in the shoulders. And I can't believe... Okay, so this stream was an hour. Whoa, I didn't know I was going for an hour. So I could have built this in 20 minutes if I wasn't streaming, I think. Because even when I'm building with my wife in the room, she's just talking to me, so I don't have to like read anything. But I guess it's fun to do it this way. I don't want to like rush, just kind of chill. Okay, so that's that. That. And by the way, if you guys haven't heard, I'm doing a giveaway. It's actually on Twitter. There's a link you click in, and then it like gives you entries, and it's for the collector's box of the G Fuel, the Gundam G Fuel. So it's the whole thing, the bottle, G Fuel. There's a sticker inside. the high-grade Zaku 2 of Char's custom, and then a switch code, Nintendo Switch code for SD Gundam Battle Alliance. And so they were provided to me by Bandai, so just like helping us out, you know, us content creators, spread the word. The good word of Gundam, but also kind of give out cool stuff. I think it's pretty neat. Okay, so here's something. Limited articulation for the arms. That's going to be for sure. Does it matter too much for this price? And if you wanted to just mass build? Not really. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, and I wonder if I will... I mean, I have some kits I'm working on. Not only am I about to finish this, but I have that Gundam Base Mark II that just came out. I have the Pale Rider D2, Toad's Rider coming in soon. But when I go get the top coat, if I see a cheap kit, I'm going to buy it. If I see another GM, that will be my thing. It's almost like with like clone troopers and stormtroopers. When I would go to the store and they would happen to have one, I would just get it. But I mean, I'm trying to think of, can you guys name other like commander types? Because I look at, like, you see the clone trooper, and then there's like the commanders. You know, it's either like a Jedi or what, Rex or Cody or whatever. And then with Gundam, you have, for the Federation, I would say GMs, and like the RX-78-2 would probably be a commander type. But what are some other commander types that there are kits of? Let's see. Rogue is saying the only suit from that time period that at launch that had a saber effect part was the Gundam. Oh. Well, it's cool that they added them to everything else, but I have so many now. Okay, so I gotta say, like, this is such a sturdy... You know what? Can I zoom in more? I can. That might have been better. Nah, I guess it depends. But this is such a sturdy build. Just without even putting the legs on, which have been done incorrectly, so I need to fix that. But let me just pop that in. Pop on the head. Okay. I had to have done something wrong here. Look at that. Look at that head. There's no way that's right. That is interesting. Let me go back to that. I mean, because I'm nearly done except for where I messed up on the leg armor. You can kind of see it's swapped. Definitely not thinking. Got the shield. Beam saber plugged in here. Well, let me put on the... Oh, actually, there's a few other little bits that I totally forgot about. Interesting. Is the gun not meant... Hold on. Maybe I need to take it apart. Need to make it more visible. Okay, so that goes there. Okay, so I guess you do have to take the hand off to really get it in properly. So, Rogue new type, GM command space type. I mean, the Federation does not really have a quote-unquote command type, usually a prototype suit or something. Okay, yeah, that ends up leading the battle or whatever. Yeah, even watching MS Igloo, when they would go up against GMs, you would just see, like, GMs or balls. You wouldn't see, like, a specific squad, except for the stories, you know, the side stories. So, yeah, let's look at this head. So, it's like, this was an easy build, but yeah, I'll give myself credit. I think I'm getting better at streaming and building. Let's say that. Okay. Yeah, I must have done the head wrong. Just looking at the way it wants me to put it in. Okay, let's look at that again, because it almost looks right, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take it apart. But let's see. There's a couple things I need to take apart here. Okay, so how is that in? Let's take this. See, that's the thing about this. This is a real sturdy and nice build. I can see why they haven't really come out with another one, but let me see if I can adjust this just a bit. So that. Okay. Yeah, let's look at this. Fine looking gym. Thanks, Webfox. Yeah, this is actually a really cool kit for the age. But I've seen suits like the Armor GM be a commander type. You could use something like a GM Spartan or some custom add-ons to a grunt suit to make a commander type. That's pretty cool. You know, that might be a good research video. Like, did they kind of have that hierarchy out on the field, or were they just throwing out, yeah, prototypes among the mass-produced GMs just to get stuff out there? Okay. So, Adam, how are we going to go about this? I don't like playing with knives. Okay, I think I need to. But that does help. Okay. Okay, well, the neck piece came out. Okay, it seems to be coming apart. So thanks for bringing up the X-Acto knife idea. I just want to be careful. There we go. Okay, that I felt good about that. Okay. Okay, I think I see what I did wrong. I didn't have it sit low enough on there. And you know what? Even putting this back together, like, it's pretty neat. It reminds me more of Lego than a more modern, because I think a lot of times the more modern high-grade kits have random bits that then put together a bigger bit, whereas there's enough full pieces here that it feels like you're building something. So yeah, if we were to put that head back on, that looks so much better, but I could see what Rogue was saying about completely limited articulation there. Like, you're not going to get, unless you pull it off. So I can see where, yeah, you can probably fix that. Got to invest in a part separator. You know what? I have one. and I think it's in the garage. I just don't feel like looking. So what the Federation would do is give a commander or ace a Gundam type or a highly customized GM, yeah, or like a prototype that has some badass stuff to it. So that's a good point. It almost goes back to Star Wars in a way, is because a lot of times whoever a commander would be kind of a badass pilot or ace pilot or a Jedi or a badass clone like Cody or Rex. So, oh, you need to invest in a part separator. Well, I mean, if the X-Acto knife works, which is kind of scary. You know what? So let's fix the legs since I'm here. Um, and this is a dull, not that it's dull to stop cutting me, but it's a pretty dull X-Acto knife. I haven't bothered. This is one I've had since the beginning. I haven't bothered. I'm scared of stuff like this. I don't know what it is. It's probably like people in airplanes. You know how some people are scared to go on airplanes? I mean, I kind of am. All right, cool. So this is going to work. It's just, I got to be patient, but thanks to the person that brought it up. I can kind of see where it's messing with the plastic a little bit, but it's not by much. Do not recommend using the knife. Cut up my GM leg one time I did it. Got part. Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I think for right now, if I'm just careful, because I think I've almost got it. Yeah, I'm more scared about hurting myself. All right, I'm almost there. And that's the thing. It's crazy how well designed the connection for this is. Because there's like multiple little things to connect in. I don't see that too often nowadays. It's almost there. Almost. Look at that. Okay, what is even keeping any... Look at that. Like, if a model kit hasn't fallen apart by now, this thing is super sturdy. That's crazy. Or that's just how badly I put it together. There we go. So, got to do it again with the other one. Oh, you know what? I did break it. It's actually not too big of a deal, and I'll probably just glue it. But you can see the white stress at the top there. Yeah, that's just how well these things are put together. But that's an easy fix. Huh. Okay, this one's already tightly connected. It's like cutting butter. You can actually move down the seam line. Kind of funny. Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it. Hey, Mac, how's it going? Yeah, I'm a little quiet right now because I'm actually just trying to fix a mistake I made and doing it carefully. But I'm pretty much done. I think this was a great experience for me to try to, yeah, do a live build, um, learn how to multitask. Yeah, there's like one, two, three, four, five, I think six different connector pieces um, on this, and I think that's why it's so hard to get it taken apart. And you don't normally see that anymore with a lot of high grades, even master grades. You can kind of take them apart pretty easily. Even working on the Hazel, I had to take it apart normally, regularly to fix parts of it. Okay, let's get this bottom part off. That's what seems to be. Okay, so I didn't break that one. So then let's see what happens if I get this on here. Yeah, that's on good. This is, I'm going to just break off this piece. Because if anything, I can just glue it later. Or I wonder if I can somehow leverage this out. Ooh. Almost, but not quite. Ended up cutting, probably because I'm using the God hands. There we go. Got it out, so then that one will fit in. And the other one was tight enough, so I'm not going to have to glue. Yeah, that's what's crazy about these pieces. This is the upper leg, and it has like 6 or 7 different points to connect to. And so this one broke on the inside because I put it in wrong, but it's still sturdy and secure. So, I mean, that just goes to show how nice this high-grade GM is. Okay. One leg there. One leg there. Oh, where did that piece? Okay. So that goes here. 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 Goes to the back. That goes there. All right. Okay. I think something else fell too. Let me put this up. All right. So here is the high grade GM. Let me grab some other. all Mike. Okay. So, high grade Robot Spirits. Robot Spirits definitely looks better. But for $10 or even $20, this is good enough to have, in fact, than to buy more of these. Use this as your front one. What am I trying to do? Use this as your front one. And then, you know, behind you can have like this dude. But they are very similar. We've got broader shoulders on the high grade. There's more detail to the crouch, or to the crotch here, but I think that has to do with just the articulation. In order to have, yeah, both sides kind of open like that, because this one, it's just one, but it's like a little bit, so you can get the leg going up that way. Yeah, there's even a little, yeah, there's extra bits of detail, like, yeah, like looking at the chest piece, even in the yellow, there's little, you know, bits and bops, I don't know what you call them, the little divots and lines, and even down here, like this, part of this is probably my fault, although I can fix that, but the seam lines are super visible here. This might be a good project for me to test removing seam lines. Yeah, anything else that I should compare this to? Should I grab anything else in mind and compare it? Ian Hansen, I like the Core Gundam. Yeah, you do. Yeah, those Core Gundams are pretty cool. I want to do the that mod thing that Zionic and Hatter were talking about. Just wait till we get a revived GM, then they will be the same. But will we get a revived GM? That's what I'm wondering. I am surprised out of all Gundam, or out of all Gunpla, how little a variation we have of a standard GM. And I'm not talking about like, oh, the GM this, the GM that, just the RG-79. RGM-79. Yeah. But I like it. At the end of the day, this is probably the best build of that time period, which, you know what? This doesn't even have the, it's still the older Bandai, not the new one, so obviously this was an older kit. 2001. That's pretty good for 2001. Okay, couple things actually we can look at here real quick. So there's gonna be some coloring I'm going to do. I might get to that today, actually. Man, it almost looks like there's a wider hue to it. Yeah, even if you look at the colors here, nothing is this mint green. And even this is a more subdued mint green, but it fits with this. But I always just feel like it's white. It's very strange. I don't know if there's been in the anime where they portray it in different colors. Okay. For sure. I'm seeing this. Underneath, it's supposed to be all gray. So that is the bottom of the leg and this. Is it a separate piece? No. It's the top part of this leg piece. Not this, but this. This top part here is gray. And then the bottom. So I'm going to have to do that. The backpack, which I wanted to do. So like if you play Zionic saying it's the lighting of the picture in the catalog, it's old photos. Good call. Good call. That could be it. But Zionic, do you think though that in general the GMs are a kind of a minty green though, and not the white? Yeah, because actually looking at this, I think this is a commander type. Was this from 0080? Was this the one from 0080? The command. Yeah, because it has the vents on the face, and this has a gray to it, but it's not too far off from the green. We can even see with the Veranime. Because it's interesting, in the Veranime of the RX-78 too, you have to buy a special one that is actually accurate to the anime. The standard release has different colored hands and joints. So even when they're saying something's accurate, it's not. In what is it called? Yeah, the Missing Link version of Rise from the Ashes, or I think Missing Link in general, those model kits or those models are pretty updated, where even on the back here, it's almost like there's a light color. In terms of light, I mean like a light effect. So I might try to mimic that on here. There's other little things that they add details to on those GMs that just look awesome. Let's see. So there doesn't look like there's any detail added on the shield there. So I don't have to worry about that. Here's how the beam saber is colored. You can kind of see where with the beam saber, it has the white here. So it's as if the whole thing was painted pink. Or was it the whole thing was painted white, maybe some pink from the bottom, pink from the top, just to give a gradient, and then tape this off and paint the handle white. That could be a way to go about it. The one thing I think is going to be the most challenging, and in this photo it even looks like it was digitally added on, but it's getting the yellow Vulcans. I wonder how clear. Like, you see the yellow, and I don't know if it's because of the panel lining, but that almost looks like it was digitally added like that. This camera actually does a pretty good job of that. Because if we look at it here, like, I'm going to have to get in there somehow. And do that, because those little spots are pretty hard to do, especially a lighter color like yellow. Because let me show you guys. The little V crest, which there's a name for it. Like, I spray painted, but you know what? That might require that I had a base coat on the red in the first place to make the yellow show up better. So because this is a lighter color and it's not red on the Vulcans, I might be able to get that yellow on there. It's going to be weird fitting the tape in there just right. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better way to go about it. Zionic Shadow is saying, yeah, they have digitally altered the old photos. I've seen it in a few manuals. Okay, that makes sense. Get a tiny brush and paint it gold or yellow. Yeah, gold's good. A tiny brush. You know what? I tried brushing the yellow on here, and it almost created like a film. Like, and it's almost like I could see it was like uneven around the top, the peak of that crest, where you can kind of see through a little bit. And so brushing, it's got to be possible. I think I'm just not brushing correctly, or I'm using the wrong paint, because I just have airbrush paint. So anyway, I don't know what more to go on about here. I love how this turned out. This is exactly what I wanted. It's light, it's sturdy. It will do a good job of standing. I'll need to get a whole bunch of these. So I'll go look today and see if there's another one. And I'll probably, yeah, it'd be badass having like this whole army of GMs. Yeah, that would be sick. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna jump. But everyone, thanks for those that turned up to watch me do this, because I'm trying to. I've got the camera set up now, looking down, and I want to do this more to get used to building and streaming at the same time, because it's kind of hard. So All right, well, that's it. I'll see you guys in Discord, and I'll update with what I get at the hobby shop. So, anyway, yeah, thanks, Ian. See you guys later.